What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, I have 10 people sending me this interview or this clip of three-time junior middleweight world champion, former junior middleweight undisputed world champion, and still the reigning unified junior middleweight world champion superstar boxer, Jermell Ironman Charlo, superstar boxer. His close friend, Jermell Charlo, has a close friend that reportedly traveled with Jermell Charlo for 2 years and was a worker that ran Jermell Charlo's gym for 2 years. Okay, he even gave the location of the address of the gym, to which he stated that he ran the gym for Jermell Charlo, right? And he traveled the world with Jermell Charlo, and he knows Jermell Charlo extremely close. And he's stating that, he has some very, very choice words for Jermell Charlo. Clearly, there's love lost there. Jermell Charlo is now 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 6 foot tall with a 73-inch arm reach. Jermell Charlo is coming off of a loss September 30th this year when he lost the 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer, who currently is the undisputed super middleweight world champion and widely considered and acknowledged as one of the faces, if not the absolute face of the sport of boxing, in Saul Canelo Alvarez, okay? Canelo Alvarez, he won a unanimous decision. He dropped Jermell Charlo in the 7th round, and Jermell Charlo just seemingly did not assert himself in the fight. With that said, Jermell Charlo has not been very, vocal and not been active on his social media, but he continues to be in the headlines, right? Jermell Charlo is in the headlines for an altercation that he seemingly had with his significant other. There was a leaked audio that came out that Jermell Charlo was bragging about said confrontation. It said that it might not have been his significant other, but a close member, a family member, or friend of hers that identifies as a woman, and he, allegedly had an altercation with. With that said, now this close friend that helped Jermell Charlo run his gym, traveled the world for 2 years, their relationship went sour, and many people are going to say that, well, he sounds like he's jealous, he's bitter, because maybe things didn't work out with him and Jermell Charlo. Who knows? But he's now, I believe, started his own channel, and he's partnering up, and he did this interview, and he gave a little insight of Jermell Charlo's relationship, ultimately, that everybody keeps highlighting and asking me about. The other stuff, I'm not sure about. I'm not even sure about this. But the other stuff and how Jermell Charlo acts in his private life is null and void to me. But this conversation is that people are asking me, what do I think about the relationship between Jermell Charlo and former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Errol the Truth Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo share the same trainer, and 2-time trainer of the year, well-renowned Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame trainer in Derrick James, okay? Derrick James trains Errol Spence. He started his career training Errol Spence, and he also then trains Jermell Charlo, right? So he trains Jermell Charlo as well as he trains, Errol Spence Jr. They have a history together. Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence have a long history together, right? And now this friend of Jermell Charlo that helped run the gym for Jermell Charlo, he's now stating that, Jermell Charlo has envy towards Errol Spence, and he never truly liked Errol Spence. And he's telling people that he beat Errol Spence in the amateurs, okay? And he said that Errol Spence can't fight. He really can't box, and he can't, he don't have no skills. And he said that he has some choice words about Derrick James as well, right? And so I don't know how true this is. I do know that Errol Spence and Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo have sparred, and I know that Errol Spence had made it clear that if the money was right and the situation was right, the right situation, he would definitely fight Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo kind of pushed it to the side that he would ever fight Errol Spence, but nonetheless, right? He definitely, stated that, if the money was right and they had a massive amount of money, then he would fight Errol Spence as well. Now, Errol Spence seemed to be more open in a fight with Jermell Charlo than Jermell Charlo was actually open to fighting Errol Spence Jr. With that said, let's listen to what this gentleman had to say on this show.
Yeah, we doing film study, after we train or whatever, what I'm saying? We studying film and we studying different fighters. Again, one of them, a big one, was Errol Spence.
Right.
So Jermell, he used to come up in there and talk down on Errol Spence. I mean, as far as talk down, I don't know how else to explain it. He would be like, "Oh, sorry, the box." Really?
I thought that was his boy.
He said he would talk down on Errol Spence, say Errol Spence can't box. Errol Spence is sorry. Now, this is somebody who's, telling the world, he said, I don't have no reason to lie. You can do your homework on me. And you can see that, me and Ray, we have a history with Jermell Charlo, and he gave the address of his gym, so on and so forth. Again, I wasn't there, but let's keep listening. So he's saying that Jermell Charlo would say to Errol Spence, when they did film study on Errol Spence, that he was sorry and can't box.
You thought that was his boy? Hey, so look, man, somebody become your bro, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't came up together. Jermell used to come in there and talk Errol Spence to us, to me and Ray. You feel what I'm saying? Because I guess he ain't like that. We was watching Errol Spencer for whatever the reason. He would be like, "Oh, man, sorry to do this, coach." You feel me?
And he said he would talk down on the coach, meaning Derrick James.
And I mean, I don't know if it was true. Maybe you could ask Regis, or maybe you could ask Errol Spence, but...
So we know that Regis Ruguru Prograis, two-time WBC junior welterweight world champion, he has a close relationship with both Jermell and Jermell Charlo in Houston. Errol Spence is from Dallas. They're from Houston. And he's saying you can ask Regis Prograis about this conversation and about this, what Jermell Charlo used to say. So he's throwing out names to for you to go and reference to and ask them what Jermell Charlo used to say. Regis Prograis is an actual fighter.
He used to say that he beat Errol Spence in the amateurs. Yeah, he was like, yeah, Errol Spence ain't shit, up the amateurs. That's the way.
So you heard him. He said he used to say Errol Spence ain't nothing. I beat him in the amateurs, so on and so forth. I don't know how true this is. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But as two competitors, Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, it's not shocking, right? It's not surprising if this were to be the truth, because they're both competitors, right? They're not blood brothers. They're close friends, but they're competitors. And it's expected. It's not shocking if it were to be true. Now, I don't know if it is true or if it's not true, right? But it's not shocking, okay? And they have sparring sessions that some people say Errol Spence got the best of, Jermell Charlo in those sparring sessions. Some people say that Jermell Charlo got the best of Errol Spence, but more people say that Errol Spence got the best of Jermell Charlo than the other way around. And Errol Spence, before his fight, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when he took on Terrence Bud Crawford and suffered the first loss of his career, he was asked if he beats Terrence Crawford and becomes undisputed welterweight, he's let it be known that he can't participate at 147 much longer, and he planned to go to 154. This is before Jermell Charlo fought Canelo Alvarez and before he fought Terrence Crawford, and he stated that he had plans to come to 154, to go to 154, should I say, and become undisputed at 154. And if the only way he could become a champion at 154 at the time was he would have to go through Jermell Charlo, who was the undisputed junior middleweight world champion. Now, Jermell Charlo, since losing to Canelo Alvarez, has been stripped of his WBO title. He also is on the verge of being stripped of his IBF title, so he'll only be the WBC and WBA world champion. So there is now other routes for Errol Spence to go to become a world champion at 154, other than having to go through Jermell Charlo, because now Australian star junior middleweight world champion, son of a legend, Costa Tszyu, that being Tim Tszyu, is now the WBO junior middleweight world champion. And there's looks like the IBF is going to be vacant, and there's going to be a showdown for the vacant IBF title. So there's two other fighters that present themselves should Errol Spence move to 154, that he don't have to go through Jermell Charlo. But he made it abundantly clear, this is about legacy, this is about his journey, and if it means going through Jermell Charlo, he was more than willing to go through Jermell Charlo to make it happen. So it's not surprising, it's not shocking, it's not groundbreaking, and if Jermell Charlo did feel a certain kind of way about the skill set Errol Spence prior to him going and training with Errol Spence, because I believe this is before he even began to train with Errol Spence. And he was training with another Hall of Fame, iconic, legendary, well-renowned trainer in Ronnie Shields. So before he even went with Derrick James, and before Derrick James started to get recognition and acknowledgement and become a well-renowned trainer in the sport of boxing, Ronnie Shields was already that. So if he was not viewing Derrick James as a major trainer and a well-renowned trainer in the sport of boxing, and he was with a Hall of Fame iconic trainer, Ronnie Shields, well, that's understandable too, because Derrick James hadn't proved himself. So this is all, I believe, before he even got with with Derrick James and training with Errol Spence, and they became friends. Your perception of somebody before you get to know them is completely different than after you get to know them, period. So I take this all with a grain of salt, and I don't want to say this gentleman is making up a story, because I don't believe he is. He's giving reference of people to go and credible people like Regis Prograis to validate his story and his word. So who knows? But Errol Spence, he suffered a loss to Terrence Crawford, a bad loss, right? He was dropped in the second round, twice in the seventh round, then stopped in the ninth round. So with that said, it's not shocking to see he have this type of outlook. But again, Errol Spence took a loss, so he got to worry about bouncing back and rectifying his career and getting his career back on track. And Jermell Charlo had a lackluster performance against Canelo Alvarez, so he got to get his career back on track. And then a fight between Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence would be a huge fight. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.